Hey folks, here Tuesday the 7th at the US Index. There's nothing really that I saw on Monday. I didn't really get to see the markets till New York session Monday, and there's nothing really that I saw that interested me to trade New York session, so I just sat the markets out. I've sat out since last Wednesday. We had non-farm payrolls on Thursday. That sort of shot the US index went rallied up here. Through that, it sort of rallied up and then stalled off this order block, dropped down, made a lower low on the 4 hourly, and then over the weekend we gapped down and has since rallied higher. Come back up to fill in this range. We had a liquidity void in here. We've almost filled that. It just needs to hit the lower this order block. And then I would anticipate it to continue lower, making lower lows, reaching for this old low. If this block of 2 4-hourly candles gives way and it runs this high, then we may continue higher, obviously. I mean, that's sometimes this thing is just a bit dicky. Okay. So we've got that high. Still in between the range of this low and this high here. So you could say we're still in a consolidation. Even though we've broken down, we're making lower lows and lower highs. Potentially looking to break out of that to the downside. Daily wise, we've broken out of this upwards channel that we had going on. We didn't make this level here. Doesn't mean that it's not going to rally up and hit it. But from a weekly point of view, what have we done? We've dropped down and now we're rallying back up. So it may look to clear the weekly open. Could keep going up, back up into this level. From a weekly point of view, it's definitely, potential. Daily today we've had a big rally on the US index. I still think the pressure is downside. We sort of ran this high and we've rejected that. It's been pressed down, we've rallied up, dropped, sort of a weak rally and a weak rollover. I still fancy a press down and make a lower low off this area here. So I will be looking for higher prices on saying that if it is going to rally up into this, it could yet finish this day still bearish, still bullish on Tuesday. We're going to get a Tuesday reversal possibly on the US index and then a breakdown. That's what I've got to run with, so I need to be looking for a reversal on the currencies and a press higher. So we're looking at cable. These two big impulse legs pulled back and went, sort of attempted to drop a bit. I did actually think this might form a resistance off these levels and then break down to come down and fill in some of this void down here. But it looks like it's forming a consolidation sideways pattern. Could look at where 50% of this level is. Comes right in there. Looks off the block week. No, it doesn't. That's 61.8. So 50% comes in there. That's basically 50% of that candle there, which was an outside bar ranging over this whole area. And that was a news bar it was a bar on Friday, I think. Yeah. Get rid of the fib. The fib was just used to find the middle of this range that we formed here. And you can see we've hit that and reacted off it so far. So from a 15-minute point of view, I would be looking for a reversal down here. Euro pound is looking weaker. We've made a potentially make a press down here. Euro USD, it's made a higher high here, coming down potentially to make a higher low. Strong move here, press back down into it. Euro may drop lower again yet before turning around. I feel like cable may well be on its turnaround point. I like how it's pin barred directly off 50% of this consolidation. I really like it. Could get long there. Stops would need to be at least 20 pips away, down around 24.50 down here. And targets could be up here. The next 4-hourly order block above this range. For extended targets, 26.30, so you would drop that down to the institutional level, 26.20, or 25.80 if you want to get in just below 26. But if we looked at 26.20, that's 150 pips away. So potentially you could put your stops just below this low. For a swing trade, we'd be looking at around 35 pips stop for a 150 pip target. That's a nice 5-to-1. Risk reward. This could yet make a run down, I guess, and run out these lows into this order block level before reversing. This level here now. This one here was triggered off here. Is the US index going to press up higher into here, or is it going to reverse? I'm inclined to keen on looking for longs here. Made sort of 3 presses down under these lows. Another press down into this area. I'd be really keen on getting long. Turtle set this low as long as it runs the low. Or you could wait for that reversal to form and probably form some sort of W pattern or V pattern, W pattern in here if it is going to reverse, and then wait for it to get long and look to get long on the break of one of these, break and retest of one of these highs. As it breaks up, presses back down into an order block, get long there. I'll wait and see. I think the euro is potentially going to come back down into this. This chart's getting a bit messy these days. I need to clean it up. But this whole consolidation down here, press back down into that, and then form a reversal. It's pulled back quite strongly here, back into the range. And where are we at in terms of that range overall? So range high to range low, just hitting 50%, right on it. So I really like that coming back to equilibrium. But if we press back below it, come back down into the 61.8, gets us into a discount market. But it wouldn't surprise me if it lows from here and forms and then looks to press higher. A lot of waffling and talking, but pressing up and making higher highs in here. And we're going to sort of resume. I think if it was going to go down, it needed to make a lower low off this press down here. And that was what I was initially looking for, was a breakdown to here. But it didn't give it to us, so is it then going to run back for this high and for this high ultimately? I think that has to be the focus for a bit. But I'm going to be patient with this and wait for the reversal to form. I think it could drop a little farther before turning, give us a bit more price action, and then look to get in on the way back up. Cable, I'm happy to be a little bit more aggressive on. Let's just have a look and see what news we've got. I'll be back with you. So there really is no news of note for the rest of the week today. There's a speaker, there's economic forecasts on the EU, crude oil inventories that'll affect the US CAD more. There's some house price balances, some low impact pound news tomorrow. There's nothing much at all. Core PPI and PPI can move it on Friday, but that's late in the week. And you got CAD unemployment change and unemployment rate, which isn't really going to affect me. There's not a lot happening news-wise this week, so we could, there's two ways that can go. We could have a strong trending week where it just keeps grinding away in one direction, or it could just end up being a really wicky type of week. Could wait here for New York and see whether there's a nice setup in New York, or if we get a retest to this level down here, I wouldn't mind getting in long. We had a reaction. We gapped into this level at the start of the week, reaction away from it, we've come back down into it. This could be the wick of the week and it could break down and continue going low, or it could just be revisiting the open price to reverse and drive off it. Is this the wick of the week? Am I actually looking at it all wrong? Four-hourly order block here. Little down candle prior to this move up is the order block. We have two candles here. This doesn't look like a bearish reversal to me. This looks more like an impulse move after this divergence that we got. Impulse move. This looks like a pause in and getting ready to reload for another move higher. But whether it wants to come down and run these lows into this level and this level here, and then run higher. You know, this is quite an aggressive 4-hourly candle down. The next one could be just as aggressive on the backside on the way back up. I mean, over here, for instance, this is quite an aggressive 4-hourly candle up, but then it just rolls over quite aggressively to the downside. So there's nothing stopping this just ripping straight back up. But I would certainly expect these to go and up towards this level at some point. I think it's got some merit. We might see where this candle closes. It could well wick up and down here and run this low. You wouldn't want to put your stops just below this low, because it could well come back down there to revisit this low. Your stops need to be down below this area here. Minimum 24.50, which is 20 pips from our current price, but even 24.40. I don't want to just leap in here, but this could well be the low of the day. I'll wait for this candle to close and grab my entry from there. Okay, just ticked into the new 15-minute candle. Nice reaction on this one. Nice strong reaction on this candle. So if I get pressed down here, I'm going to look to jump in long. Drop a little bit more. Okay, so I can get in long there. Nice strong reaction off this. Now, we're running into London lunch at the moment. It's currently 10:45 AM Tuesday morning in London. So the reversal may not happen until after New York opens, which is still another 2 hours away. Because of that, I'm aware that it may come down and run this low again. Could just trigger off these order blocks. Nothing stopping it triggering off this high here, right where I've gotten in long, plus a bit of spread. Nothing stopping it from triggering off that, coming up breaking this little high. And if I wanted to be conservative, you'd wait for this high to break and then it to pull back into an order block and then get long, and then you could put your stops below this line. Because this is an aggressive entry, I am aware it may yet come down, weak through this low, and then reject. So my stop is going to be down around there. The reason it's down around there is because if it gets down here, it's most likely going to run this low. And then even if my stop is below this low, it's probably going to get run anyway. Whereas if it's just going to run stops here, it should be clear of that area. And overall, I am going to target a move up into that high. So I'm going to look for around 150 pips. Now, if we run this high and show signs of rejection, if we get up here, run this high and show signs of rejection, stops will definitely come to break even, and I may look at pulling the trade up there. If we can run this high with some momentum, then I'll hold on and look for higher targets. And if it gets stopped out, then it gets stopped out, and we'll either look for shorts or we'll wait for the market to reload off one of these levels, turn around and start heading back up, and we'll see what the US index does, whether it's going to actually react off this level or whether it's going to press through, break this level, and then start pressing for highs. And at the moment, we've got a order flow to the downside on the US index. We've got order flow just recently broken to the upside on the 4-hourly, currently going sideways on the 4-hourly. Hourly has been upside after this divergence, pressing sideways, pressing back into 50% of the consolidation, and I'm looking for it to reverse off that equilibrium point inside this area where we ran out both sides. We consolidated here, and then we ran out the longs, we ran out the shorts, and bounced away. There's strong areas where you get these Z patterns. It's come back into the 50% of that range, and I'm looking for a reaction higher out of that. That's the thought process behind the trade, and now it's just a matter of going away, having some family time, and letting this one play out. And I'll probably be back with you tomorrow. You've seen the entry, and you'll know probably, if you follow along in your own charts, you'll know whether it won or lost, and where it's at. But I'll be back with you tomorrow.